This is historic progress, pulling our economy out of the worst crisis in 100 years.
Breaking news on the economy this morning. The February jobs report is just out, and it far exceeds expectations, with 678,000 new jobs added in the month of February.
7.4 million jobs now created in Biden's first 13 months in office. It dwarfs Donald Trump, who came in different economic conditions, but produced far fewer jobs.
The unemployment rate fell to 3.8%, which is the fastest decline in unemployment rate in recorded history.
The economy is back to pre-pandemic size, and experts predict GDP growth would be the strongest year since Ronald Reagan was president in 1984.
That big green bar at the top is our GDP here in the good old U.S. of A. You see how much bigger it is than all the others? The U.S. is literally the best economy in the world. Wages, in real terms, real wages, the amount of actual purchasing power are rising. Inflation, by some measures, is falling below the Fed's target, with an anticipation they may start cutting interest rates. Investment in manufacturing has now set record highs. New business formation, that's people making small businesses, has set record highs. Household wealth has set a record high.
The labor market, 3.7% unemployment, indicates that the labor market is strong. We've had just about 2 years now of unemployment under 4%. That hasn't happened in 50 years, so it's a good labor market. And we've seen inflation come down. We've talked about that. So we've got 6 months of good inflation data and an expectation that there's more to come. So this is a good situation. Let's be honest. This is a good economy.
Back in 2019, the Congressional Budget Office, for example, thought GDP would grow by an average of 1.7% in 2023. Again, looking out into the future, not knowing there's going to be a pandemic. It actually grew at 2.5%. Trump and his supporters often argue it's unfair to compare Biden's economy to Trump's, since, again, COVID tanked the world economy in 2020. But here's the thing. Listen to this, okay? If you ignore 2020, Joe Biden was not president, Donald Trump was, but let's just throw it out, okay? If you ignore 2020, the economy under Biden is still doing better than Trump's was. Take away COVID, give him a mulligan. As the Washington Monthly notes, quote, under Biden, from January 2022 to December 2023, employment grew at an average annual rate of 2.4% compared to a 1.5% rate under Trump from January 2017 to February 2020.
Now take a look at this headline in the Washington Post. We bring it to you again because it was a kind of a standout. It says, falling inflation and rising growth gives the U.S. the world's best recovery. Steve Forbes with me this morning. I think the Democrats are going to run with that headline. I mean, they're just going to plaster this all over the place. But are they right? Does America now have the best recovery?
Well, yes. The Fox News Decision Desk can now officially project that Donald Trump will become the 47th president of the United States.
Just you wait, listen for the storm. Hear the difference in the wind.
Thank you very much.
When dark clouds form and start to turn, I'll run again. Far away when the hurricane comes.
We are here together because an extreme concentration of power, greed, and corruption is taking over this country like never before. Our co-workers, U.S. citizens and immigrants alike, are being disappeared off the street by men in vans with no uniform. It will never be just institutions and officials alone that uphold our democracy. It will always be the people, the masses, who refuse to comply with authoritarian regimes, who are the last and strongest defense of our country and our freedom. We must fight the oligarchy that has created this nightmare. Congress and members of Congress have somehow conditioned itself to actually believe that it is normal for elected representatives who swear an oath to the American people to day trade individual stocks that make millions with the sensitive information that we are entrusted with for the purpose of governing. Donald Trump is a criminal, found guilty of 34 felony counts of fraud. Of course, he is lying and manipulating the stock market too.
He made $2.5 billion today, and he made $900 million.
I don't care what party you are, Democrat or Republican. Members of Congress and elected officials holding and trading individual stock is wrong. It must end, and we must ban it. We need a Democratic Party that fights harder for us too. And that means our communities, all of us coming together, choosing and voting for Democrats and elected officials who know how to stand for the working class. Community. Block associations, volunteer groups, church organizations, PTAs, activist organizations, because community is the most powerful building block we have to defeat authoritarianism and root out corruption. This is the path to guaranteeing health care to every American, to establish a living minimum wage, to take on skyrocketing rents and mortgages, to tackle the climate crisis, and establish a country where the American dream is actually possible for all of us. One accident, one bad day, one piece of bad news away from our lives falling apart. We don't have to live like this.
It takes political courage.
And it is standing together without exception to reject division. That is the only way we can win.